Aaron Goldsten here, and in this video I'm going to give you a summary of Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek. By the end of this video you're going to know the main principle of the book, and hopefully you can use it to go out there and start changing your life and make the money you want to make or do whatever it is that you want to do. So if you were to take the 4-Hour Workweek, the book, and summarize it into about 3 minutes, this is what it is. You want to start a business, and then you want to automate it. You want to put people and systems in place that are running the business for you so you can step back out of the business, have the business keep running itself, and that way you can do the things that you want to do in life. Coincidentally, if you've seen my program, The 51 Pillars of Wealth, that's kind of what I teach people to do. We get into the mechanics and actually the nuts and bolts of exactly what to do to have the person watching make lots of money and still have the time to do the things that they want to do, right? Because here's the thing. If you spend your time getting really rich, let's say you're making $1 million a year, but you're working 70 hours a week, you don't really have the time to enjoy the money because you're working so much, right? You got to have time to do the shit you want to do, right? Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to live a life of luxury. I like to get massages, right? I like to get 2-hour massages every single week, right? Well, you got to have time to do that, and if you're working 70 hours a week, it's hard to do that. On the flip side, if let's say you don't have a job, but you don't have any money coming in, well, you're not in a good position either, because in the world we live in, guys, whether you like it or not, and it's actually a good thing, you need money to live, you need money to survive, and you need money to do the things that you want to do, right? The more money you have, the more comfort and conveniences you can have. If you're on a plane and you're in regular class, you're kind of smushed next to everyone. If you're in first class, you have some more room. I remember the last time I flew, I was in first class. They put me in the it was like the first row, and I was in there was 2 seats, and I was in the first seat, right? So I had all this room to put my feet on, and I could have armrest, right? I was actually with my buddy, and he likes to drink a little bit, and he felt bad about ordering like the alcoholic, the alcohol things. So he would order some, and then he had me order some, and I just gave it to him, and he drank it. I don't know why he didn't order it, but whatever. So we're sitting in the thing, right? And well, look, and there was 2 chairs in the first class. The other, in the regular class, it was 3 chairs, right? Well, think about this. The airplane business is in business to make money. So if you can only put 2 chairs in a place where there's 3 chairs, you're going to have to charge more for the 2 chairs to compensate for what you could charge if you had 3 people there, right? So for example, let's say that regular class was $100, right? And in a row where it's $100, in one row you have 3 chairs, so it's 100, 100, 100, $300. Well, in first class there's only 2 chairs, so you need to charge $150 per chair, so you're making the same amount of money. That's how the airplanes need to do it, right? So you got to pay $150 per chair. Now, first class might actually be a little bit more because the space between rows might be a little bit more. So, but to calculate it out, you might be spending even a little bit more than the example we gave of where it'd be $150. But either way, just kind of knowing that and being aware of that example, you need more money to get the first class. Well, first class is more comfy because you can spread out, and they give you crackers and shit. So it's kind of nice, right? I got a whole bunch of cookies. I think I ate, I'm not very proud of it, guys, but I think I ate like 8 bags of cookies because they bring out the tray, and I get the tray. I want these crackers, and I want what are those? The cookies with the chocolate. Ooh, I like those. I got to get a few bags of those, right? So my buddy was getting drunk, and I was eating junk food. Okay. Anyway, getting that back to what we were talking about, those things cost money. You can't experience those things unless you have time. So the 4-Hour Workweek teaches you how to get rich, and then also how to have the time to enjoy the money you have. And you do that, guys, by very simply building a business, and then you put systems and people, you put systems and people in place to run that business for you. Okay? So let's see an example that I could give you. So one of the businesses I started was a detail shop. I started this detail shop. And if you've never seen a detail shop, guys, so a detail shop it's like a expensive car wash. You know, you could take your car to maybe a waterway or someplace. Well, there, you know, you could run it through the car wash. It's $10. Maybe there's a place by you. We have places called Waterway to where, you know, they'll run your car through it, and it's like $20, and they'll vacuum the inside, and they'll, you know, the outside washes the car, and then they'll wipe down the windows and stuff, right? $20. Well, you can get your car detailed, which is like a 3-hour process, and they'll put wax in the car, and they'll like maybe you had someone riding in the back of your car 3 years ago, and there was gum that was stuck to the bottom, to the bottom of the car, and not only that, there's and the gum's kind of molded into the molding of the cloth of the car. Well, a detail will get that out. All right, and they'll get out pretty much everything else. And so what we did is we started this detail shop. It was me and this guy. It was actually 2 other partners. We started the detail shop. I never detailed a car before. One of the guys I partnered with did. I put up the money. I put up $7,000 for the detail shop. Businesses, by the way, you can start a business and literally put up no money now using the right information. But with this particular business, I put up $7,000. My other partner put up $7,000, and this other guy that knew all about detailing, knew the right connections, he put up no money, but he had what was called sweat equity in the business. He knew how to go out there and get car dealerships. There was one of our clients. We started detailing their cars. And so we got to the point to where we would detail 1 car a day, then 2 cars a day. Then we got to the point to where we were detailing 10 to 15 cars a day. We hired other detailers. So now it was one of my partners that was washing cars, and he was running. We had, how many employees did we have? We had about 8 employees. But see, we didn't have the employees. We had a system. I've read a bunch of these books before I started this, so I put a system in place, right? So when the car dealership called us and they had cars for us, these people we'd have one person drive, we'd stuff everyone in the car. I wouldn't go to it. I just kind of counted the money and did whatever. But not really did whatever. I just kind of counted the money and hung out, organized everything. But one person would drive 5 people in a car, and we'd go to the car dealership. All the 5 people would get out. They would go take the 5 cars from the car dealership, bring them back to our shop, and we would start detailing. Now, we didn't just say go detail. We had an assembly line going where the car would come in on this side of the building, and these 3 steps happened. Then the car would get moved down here. Then these 3 steps would happen. Then the car would get moved down here. These 3 steps would happen. Then we'd put the car over here. Everything was very strategic, and there was a system in place. I put the system in place. Then, once we had all the cars done, guess what? Everyone got in the car. They drove it back to the car dealership. Someone went and picked them up, and we all drove back. We charged, it was about $100 a car, so boom, the dealership made $500. Not the dealership, our detail shop made $500. I never detailed a car in my life. I don't know anything about detailing. But I owned a detail shop. And I got to the point where I was making $2,000 to $3,000 a week, working 12 hours a week. Similar to principles taught in the 4-hour work week. But you see what I was doing? It was great, guy. I went on vacations. And then I ended up starting another business, and I got to the point where I was making $5,000 a week, working 12 hours a week max as well. Because this other business, I fully automated it. I was working like a half an hour a week, and I grew that business to where I was making $100,000 a year, right? And since then, I've kept growing businesses, and life is pretty good once you get to the point where you're making $5,000 a week and you're working 12 hours a week, right? But you see what I was able to do? I started a business, I hired people, and I put systems in place. That's exactly what you want to do. So if you want to get rich, which my guess is getting rich is one of the best things you can do for yourself. If you want to get rich, you want to start a business, and then very quickly you want to systematize it to where you have people that you're using to help you get rich, okay? And then you have systems in place. So you have like a machine that's running on autopilot, so you can step back and do the things that you want to do. There's people that live like this, guys. There's literally, there's not a ton of people, but if you think there's what? I don't know, what is it, 7, 8 billion people in the world, whatever it is now. Out of those billions of people, there are thousands and actually tens of thousands of people that live like this. They make lots of money, they do very little work, and they travel all the time. They're going to play golf, they're going fishing, they're going on cruises, they live in a big mansion, they're driving the cars they want to drive in. They literally live the dream life because they have this set up. They have a business they started, then they put systems and people in place, they combine those together, the business runs itself, and then they have the money, and then they have the time to do the things that they want to do. Now, over the last 15 years, I've started over a dozen businesses. I started a detail shop, I started a promotional company, I started a kiosk at a mall, I started a restaurant. I listen to 2 to 3 hours of self-improvement a day. I do read some self-improvement books. It's just easier to listen to self-improvement because I can be, I can be at the gym, or I can kind of be doing anything, right? And I can be, I can be taking, when I take showers, a lot of times I'll be listening to self-improvement, so I can kind of multitask, right? But I do read books, I've gone to seminars, I've had mentors, and I've realized there's one thing that holds people back from getting rich. One thing that holds people back from getting wealthy. And it's actually something a lot of people are doing and they're not even aware of it. A lot of people want to get rich, and they're actually doing a lot of things that you need to do to get rich, but they're failing to do this one common thing. And it's holding them back from getting wealthy. And if you don't fix this one thing, it will be very hard for you to get rich and to, be able to make the money that you want to make. So what I did is I put together a free case study you can get instant access to that will reveal the number one reason people fail to get wealthy and what to do so you never fall victim to this trap. If you look below this video, you'll see something that says click here and then aarongoldsten.com/success. If you click that link and you go ahead and click that link now, it will take you to this free case study. If you're on your phone, below this video, you should see the title of this video. I believe it's on the right-hand side, might be on the left. There'll be something that's like a small upside-down triangle. Maybe it's a regular triangle, I don't know. But if you click that, a drop-down thing will appear, and you'll be able to see the link. It'll say click here, and then aarongoldsten.com/success. So if you're on your cell phone, you can click that, and it will take you to where you can get instant access to this free case study that reveals the number one reason people fail to get wealthy and what to do so you never fall victim to this trap. So you can go ahead and find that now, click that link now, and get instant access to that now. My name is Aaron Goldsten, and I'll see you on, I don't know, the next thing I see you on.